will say everything, and I think Charlotte knows that. Everything Charlotte shared with me, I shared. I'm a loyal nigga, bro. Like, we think I'm just gonna take this info and just go to the corner and not tell the guys? Yo, hey, this is all the info. What's going on? I sat with everybody.
And I said, yo, you might need to watch the people around you. Because sometimes, man.
No, Grandy.
Listen, sometimes
He's hilarious, though.
I don't know. But sometimes you be in business with people and aren't fully aware of all the things that they may be doing.
So
right?
Yo, let me tell you this. And again, they have this document outside somewhere. So, like, there's no, I don't do the secret shit, because if y'all claim y'all got the info, that's not secret. So let me tell you fully what he said. So Charlamagne basically tells me that there's an investigation going on. Grand Wizard and another person who actually he's chat nigga.
Yeah, man, close that back door, man. Charlamagne's a snake, bruh. You know what I'm saying? It's obvious that Charlamagne the God is affiliated with Roc Nation. I'm not saying he works for them, but he's 100% affiliated with Roc Nation, Desiree Perez, Jay-Z and them, you feel me? That's why he's always wearing that Roc Nation shit on the Breakfast Club, bruh. He always got the Roc Nation shirt and sometimes even a hat on, bruh. And I noticed that ever since Jay-Z did the Breakfast Club interview years ago, you know what I'm saying? So it's obvious that Roc Nation, and I'm gonna say allegedly, is telling Charlamagne to tell Ak certain things so they can try to convince Ak that people in his camp are trying to snake him, when really the snake is Charlamagne. That's what I think is going on, chat. You know what I'm saying? Because they know Charlamagne the God is basically Akademiks' mentor, or he used to be, right? That's the guy that Akademiks is looking up to coming into the game. So, you know, I know Ak wants to keep that friendship with Charlamagne because, you know, they've been cool for so long. But even Ak knows at this point that he's about to tell y'all Charlamagne is basically being two-faced with him, bro. He's playing both sides.
Two chat niggas have gotten cornered and have flipped, and they're snitching on me like I'm Dirk. And they're snitched on me and Drake, literally, right? That's the info he told me. He was kind of telling me this info to say, hey, Ak, watch out, because some of these people you have with you, they're snitching. Number one, I'm telling you, I don't believe it. Okay, I've talked to these people, and by the way, I hate the fact that he even put that into the air, because there's nothing to snitch about. What all this inquiry shit is a civil case. There's no criminal shit. Second of all, I felt like it was a weak attempt to divide and conquer. I told y'all, I'm the most loyal nigga in media. If you ever see my downfall, you're gonna say, damn, Ak was a little bit too loyal, and it's okay. That's my tragic flaw, okay? I give people too many chances. It's always been in my life.
For those that don't know, Grand Wizard basically works for Akademiks. I believe he handles his Twitter account, one of his Twitter accounts or his Instagram account. I think he even clips up stuff for Akademiks to help him upload to his channel. You know what I'm saying? He's been affiliated with Ak for years, bro. Grand Wizard's been around for a long time, bro. Damn near since the beginning when Ak first started streaming, you feel me? So Charlamagne, who doesn't even know Grand Wizard, never met this dude, hasn't had a conversation with him. Somebody from Roc Nation is telling Charlamagne that, because, you know, Roc Nation and them basically pulled up in on some police shit and was asking Grand Wizard a bunch of questions about Akademiks and Meg Thee Stallion, you know what I'm saying? So Charlamagne is basically trying to convince Ak that a person that's working for him is snitching on him and basically, you know, being fake towards him behind his back. But that's really what Charlamagne's doing. Because it's like, why isn't Charlamagne telling Ak who's even giving him this information? And that's what Akademiks is trying to say in this video. Like, who's telling Charlamagne the God this information? It has to be Roc Nation. It has to be somebody affiliated with Roc Nation that's telling Charlamagne the God all of this stuff, because they're basically trying to get Ak and the people that work for him to start arguing with each other. They're trying to get Akademiks to basically turn on his day one supporters. You know what I'm saying?
Then starts to do in our conversation is to say, Ak, he's trying to turn me against Grand Wizard. Say, yo, bro, you sure how much you know him? And I told him straight up, I said, nigga, I trust Grand Wizard with everything, nigga. Straight up, like, what you want me to say? Like, what, you think I'm like some weakling that's gonna be like, man, I don't really know him. Nigga, I trust that nigga with everything, nigga. What are you talking about? Then you know, and this is why, and I'll say this publicly because I would say to Charlamagne privately. Charlamagne, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't think necessarily this was your plan in necessarily, but y'all wanted me to turn against my guys. I'm not doing that. They told me even, they were like, oh, I ain't gonna lie. And these guys, they doing a lot of crypto shit, blah, blah. Grand Wizard getting paid millions. Like, yo, we seen the payments from da-da-da. Like, you got paid a couple $100,000. Grand Wizard got paid millions. I said, bro, like, first of all, I am a pocket watcher, but I'm like,
that's cap, bro. I don't believe that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, Akademiks went to college for like math and stuff like that, bro. He's too good with numbers to let somebody like Grand Wizard, who's working for him, basically make millions of dollars while Ak is making pennies. That's just not, it's not real, bro. And my thing is this, right? If that's true, show the proof. Hey, Charlamagne, if you're genuinely being a good friend of Akademiks, right, and you're looking out for him, don't just gossip and pillow talk, my nigga. Show Akademiks the proof that this is what Grand Wizard is doing. Because we know Grand Wizard is making a lot of money. Akademiks has told us this, bruh. Akademiks told us that when he first started streaming on Twitch, you know, he basically hired Grand Wizard, and Grand Wizard went from making a couple $1,000s to making a couple $100,000 by working for Ak, right? Helping him run his accounts, helping him clip videos up so we could upload them. We know Grand Wizard got the bag, right? But to say that Grand Wizard is making millions and Ak is making just a couple thousand, that's a wild accusation, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, bruh, this is Charlamagne, Roc Nation, right? Because Akademiks was doing all the stuff he was doing during the Tory Lanez and Megan case. This is Roc Nation trying to get in Akademiks' head, trying to get him to start arguing with his team, right? Because the bottom line is, my nigga, they're trying to take Ak down, bro. That's just what it is. They know Ak is the #1 guy in hip hop and media. They know Ak doesn't like Jay-Z. He doesn't like Roc Nation. He doesn't like Meg Thee Stallion, right? So they're trying to infiltrate his camp and basically get them to turn on each other. And they're using Charlamagne as a pawn to basically do it for them.
And that I'm a thief, right? Also, people are trying to take pictures, da-da-da-da. Like, so that's why Grand and Charlamagne's whatever. For me, though, I lay all my cards on the table. So, yeah, that's what I took away from the conversation. Charlamagne literally asked me, he says, Ak, how much do you trust these guys? And I was just like, I trust Grand with everything. Like, Grand is like, Grand day one. You get what I'm saying? So, that's how I took it. But, so anyway, you're going to hear him kind of say that he was really trying to give me a drop on that. And I was just like, this is why it's confusing. Also, Charlamagne is on this podcast framing this as if it's a federal investigation. Let's use our brains here. If the feds or some type of
Chat, according to Akademiks, bruh, they done sent all type of investigators to Grand Wizard's house where he lives at, taking pictures of bro, you know what I'm saying, knocking on bro's door, asking him a bunch of police-ass questions, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, apparently there's some team, Roc Nation, there's some team out there, bruh, that's basically trying to form, like, some type of case on Grand Wizard, you know what I'm saying? And people didn't even know Grand Wizard was a real person, chat, because, like, when Akademiks first started streaming on Twitch, right, I believe his name was like Grand Wizard Bot or something like that. So we all thought Grand Wizard was like an AI. You feel me? We thought Grand Wizard was basically an AI that would basically monitor the chat. And if you're saying something crazy or disrespecting Ak, he'll basically give you a warning before he kicks you out. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't until a couple years ago that we found out that Grand Wizard is actually a real person. You know what I'm saying? He's actually a real person that works for Ak. You feel me? He gets paid. He basically runs some of Ak's accounts, and he helps Ak clip up his videos and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So he's getting to the bag, bro. He's making a whole lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Which is obvious because Akademiks is making a whole bunch of money. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. My whole thing is, bro, is you can't say this type of stuff without proof. That's a nasty thing to say about somebody. For Charlamagne to reach out to Ak, right? And Charlamagne knows that Ak looks up to him, or he used to. I don't think he does anymore, right? But coming into the game, Charlamagne knows that Ak look up to him, right? For you to call Ak and you never met Grand Wizard, you just saying what somebody said to you, bruh, and you trying to get this dude to basically switch up, I think that's a little crazy,
How
bro.
I heard that was to say, damn, how is Grand Wizard making more money than me? it was a way to turn me against someone who I associate with and I trust. You get what I'm saying? Like, they're saying, oh, we have the documents to say that Grand Wizard gets millions of dollars, and the money that you've gotten paid out from certain shit isn't millions of dollars. And that was supposed to turn me against him. No, nigga, I told that to Grand too. I'm sorry, like, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna just keep it a beam. So I looked at everything as, and again, I don't think necessarily it's just Charlamagne. Like, obviously, I think Grant and I asked Charlamagne if he wanted to talk to Grant, because I do think it's a little bit personal at this point. Because I think Grant feels he's getting doxxed, and then Charlamagne probably is like, "Yo, why are you attacking me?" Well, Grant is probably like, "Yo, you're trying to get Act to believe that I'm a snake."
Charlamagne, you're trying to get Act to basically switch up on a friend/business partner, bruh. What you're accusing Grand Wizard of, bruh, is literally a crime. This is something that can get Grand Wizard sent to prison. You know what I'm saying? So this is a very serious accusation, bruh. You're basically saying that Grand Wizard, who's controlling Akademiks' accounts on Twitter and Instagram and is clipping up stuff for Ak and helping him upload them to his channel, you're basically saying that Grand Wizard behind Ak's back is taking money off the table to the point where sometimes he's making more money than Ak is, bruh. Like, bruh, you're basically saying Grand Wizard is a millionaire and sometimes he's getting paid over $1 million a year and Ak is only getting paid a couple thousand, bro. And, bruh, listen, let's be honest, chat. Like, $1 million is a lot of money, right? So if that was the case, right, for Akademiks to not realize that, Grand Wizard would be having to do like some real slick, sneaky type shit. You know what I'm saying? And my whole thing is this, bro. Like, why not meet up with Akademiks in person, right? Introduce Akademiks to the person that's giving you this information and show the proof. Because guess what? If you would have told Akademiks this in person and you guys have a meeting and he introduces you to whoever the person is that's telling Charlamagne this info, if they can actually show financial proof that Grand Wizard is actually stealing Ak's money while he's working for him, bruh, then guess what? There's nothing else to talk about. Ak would obviously fire him, right? Some type of investigation would go on, and Ak and Grand Wizard wouldn't be cool no more. But that's not what you did. This is something that you said on the phone about a person that you don't even know. You don't even know Grand Wizard, bruh. Never met him. You don't know shit about him. All you know is he's affiliated with Akademiks. So if Grand Wizard and Akademiks is pissing off a certain team, right, and they don't like Akademiks, they can say anything about Akademiks or Grand Wizard. But if you don't got no proof, bruh, you at the end of the day, bruh, you just talking.
Legal or legal stuff, because when you hear people are cooperating, you hear police. Here we go.
I really, to be honest with you, I really don't know. I really don't know. When I say I don't know, I really don't know. I saw there's this guy in Australia. He wrote an article called, what was his name? His name is Kishore. Man, what's his name, Chris? You know his name? He wrote this article.
Is this alleged, by the way? Like, are we?
Well, this is an article from Australia. It says the rapper, the crypto billionaire, and the Instagram mystery man. The Instagram mystery man is Grand with the chat nigga, AKA George Nguyen, or whoever it is. Now, Ak told me that the dude Carson used
hilarious.
to. Ak told me that the dude Carson used to work for him.
Even more hilarious now that I know these Vietnamese.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I'm put a picture up.
It's insane.
We should put a picture up. But Ak told me that. What's his name? You want to report his name?
It is Kishore Napier Rama.
That Charlamagne just exposed himself, bruh. So Charlamagne is basing all of this information on an article. So there's a guy in Australia named Carson, right, that used to work for Akademiks. Probably did the same thing that Grand Wizard is doing for Ak right now, right? Something happened where Akademiks fired him, right? Akademiks probably caught him stealing. So his way of getting revenge is by posting an article, right, about Grand Wizard, because obviously this dude is jealous of Grand Wizard for taking this job. And he's accusing Grand Wizard of basically snaking Akademiks and making millions of dollars and making more money than Ak at some points, bruh. So Charlamagne, you just exposed yourself, bruh. You're gonna believe some article from Australia, bro? Like, bro, we live in America, my G. We live in America, my G. And that's obviously a conflict of interest, bro. Why should we believe somebody that used to work for Akademiks, that no longer works for Akademiks, that's painting a narrative about somebody that basically replaced him and took his job? Don't you think Carson, whoever this guy is, misses the money that he was making from Akademiks? And because he can't do it anymore, he's trying to get Akademiks to flip on Grand Wizard? Isn't that obvious, chat? But this is what Charlamagne is telling Akademiks. Like, Charlamagne is making it seem like there's some type of like police investigation going on with Grand Wizard. You know what I'm saying? And it's like when Akademiks offered you the chance to have a conversation with Grand Wizard, you turned it down. That's a red flag, bro. This is what I'm saying, chat. Like, it's obvious that Charlamagne is on some weird type of shit when it comes to Akademiks, bro.
Rahman apparently have been doing this story. Like, he writes for like a newspaper out there in Australia. So apparently this was a big deal. Like, they came to Grand Wizard's house, aka George Nguyen, and was talking to his parents and was talking to him. And this is all allegedly him and the dude Carson were cooperating and just told them, hey, we do these things because of these two individuals, you know, Akademiks and Drake. Once again, I don't know if this is true or not. I just decided to tell Ak what the hell was going on.
No, and by the way, for the people who think that I'm ungrateful, no, thank you to the heads up, but follow the heads up with where the hell you heard this shit from. What? What?
Right? So also, Ak told me that Carson...
So they're rolling on, according to this, they're rolling on Ak.
Who's rolling on that?
The Grandy and then the other person.
They just said that they're cooperating, and they said that the two people they get their marching orders from...
Charlamagne, who is they, bruh? Who is they? Is it Jay-Z? Is it Desiree Perez? Is it Roc Nation? Is it Meg Thee Stallion? Is it Kendrick Lamar? Is it Saucy Santana? Because you know Akademiks and Saucy Santana had a beef like a couple years ago. But who is they, my nigga? Like, bruh, if you look at Akademiks as your homeboy, right, and you telling him all of this wild information, right? Because these are some serious accusations, chat. Why would you not tell Akademiks who's telling you this information, bro? Because Charlamagne knows that the people that's telling him this information isn't cool and isn't on good terms with Akademiks. And Charlamagne doesn't want Akademiks to look at him like he's playing both sides, like he's being a snake, like he's being fake. That's why he's not telling Akademiks who's telling him this, bruh. And my whole thing is this, bruh. If you're not gonna tell Akademiks who's telling you this information, don't say nothing at all. Like, Charlamagne, I'm gonna be honest, bruh. Like, you was better off just not saying anything at all, bruh. Because now Akademiks is never gonna look at you the same. You and Akademiks' relationship is never gonna be the same now, bruh.
But are they so they're cooperating against?
That's what it sounded like to me.
And we know this is true, or this is all alleged right now.
I'm just showing you what they said. They said it's been an investigation.
I just don't want to throw things on people that I find hilarious.
Man, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
But also,
You know what I mean? If you're not funny, you're guilty.
But-
But
Shout out to Schultz, man. Schultz loves Grand.
once you're funny, I'm like, God, man.
but Ak told
Might be innocent.
But Ak told me that Carson used to work for him, but Carson don't work for him no more. And we were told that Carson used to run Akademiks TV, but now, allegedly, George and Drake.
Now, this is why I keep saying about Charlamagne having this info. Charlamagne says, we were told that this guy used to run it, but now, like, who's we? Like, who's telling you this?
Run Akademiks.
You know what this reminds me of, chat? This reminds me of like right before Drake's Iceman album came out, right? Because Charlamagne apparently is the biggest Drake hater in the world. He hates Drake, right? Charlamagne came out and was the first one to say, hey guys, I heard from somebody that Future's on Iceman. Then a couple days later, he said, hey guys, I heard that Drake is at the CN Tower filming a bunch of things for the Iceman album release, right? And those things turned out to be 100% true, right? But who told Charlamagne the God that information, right? Like that's my whole thing. Like Charlamagne seems to be the guy in the industry that he's cool with everybody, right? He's cool with the majority of everybody, but he knows that everybody that he's cool with is not cool with each other, right? So he plays both sides, right? Like he'll be cool with this person and he'll be cool with this person. He knows both of these people hate each other and don't like each other. And he's the kind of homeboy that'll listen to one of his friends talk shit about his other friend and he joins in on it. And then he goes behind that person's back and tells the other homeboy, hey, bro, I heard this, and that. But Charlamagne knows the person that's talking shit and making accusations doesn't even like this person. And that's what's happening in this situation, chat. Charlamagne is talking to somebody that doesn't like Akademiks, right? That's getting involved with Akademiks' personal business. You know, they're talking about Carson, who used to work for used to run Akademiks TV. He got fired. And now I'm not sure, but I think Grand Wizard runs Akademiks TV and, you know, runs Twitter and basically helps Akademiks with his business, right? And Charlamagne is getting told that Grand Wizard is allegedly stealing from right? Stealing millions of dollars from and there's some type of criminal investigation going on behind the scenes because apparently these dudes don't even live in America. Apparently both of these dudes live outside of America, in Australia somewhere. You know what I'm saying? But I just the fact that during that entire conversation, not one time did Charlamagne tell Akademiks who told him this info. That's not a real friend, bro. And Akademiks, if you're listening to this video, bro, close that back door. Stop talking to Charlamagne, bruh. He's a snake. He's two-faced. He's obviously dealing with some people that you don't like, that don't like you and you don't like them. And that's why he's not telling you who's telling him this information. Because Charlamagne is playing both sides, bro. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Grand Wizard, man. Shout out to Big Act. Shout out to Andrew Schultz. Shout out to Charlamagne, bro. Charlamagne, bro, like, if you consider Ak a friend, bro, you need to call this man and tell him who's telling you all this information, bro. Because, like, you're making yourself look crazy, gang. It's your boy Days. Make sure y'all subscribe, thumbs up the video, click that hype button for your boy. Let me know what y'all boys think about this in the comment section, man. I'm out.